So with all these beefs flying around, competitiveness, this, that, and that, Drizzy drops his joint, which we're gonna get to. We're on Twitter. Everybody's debating. We're going back and forth.
Going crazy.
Because you mentioned Luna, so Luna Florentino, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the full name. Because this is how I introduce, which is crazy. I've never had to introduce a topic that
Involves you.
Directly.
that's crazy. So Luna Florentino put out a diss track for me, Zolo.
Yeah, it was just
I guess whenever it comes out, doesn't matter. But it was this Zolo when we were recording the emergency
Yeah.
chop. This is coming from, I have to do my own backstory also.
crazy.
This is coming from, so I heard his feelings on Twitter in the morning. So I'm out there obviously excited, bumping the Drizzy. Drizzy finally shot straight at Kendrick. Here we go. After thing let us down. I'm out there doing my engagement shit. We're going crazy on the net. So he comes in at some point, a couple of times, and it's like, come on, can't believe you niggas really think
This shit is the one.
that this shit is the one. I'm like, it's like, how big dog? For me, from what I'm listening to, and from my knowledge, what I know, and the work I'm seeing Drizzy do on there, that is absolutely fire.
It's fire for sure.
And so my response to him, which was harsh, I will admit. I will admit.
Struck a nerve. Struck a nerve. For sure.
Yeah, it was a bit harsh, but the crux of it was, I was like, because for me, when a rapper says that, it's like, okay, but,
What do you have?
and if the level that Drake is rapping at on this, if you don't find the level that Drake is rapping at on this song, Fire. Then what do you think of your own shit? And that's what I meant by, which is why I'm like, that's harsh. That's a harsh way to, respond
No, because
to
the
that.
truth
But
is harsh, man. So it comes like, because that's just questioning.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, because it leaves with that question. It's like, then what do you think of your own shit? Because respectfully, you're not on the Drizzy level pen.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're blazedly coming out on the net saying, come on, that shit wasn't fire.
That shit ain't it.
It's like, then so do you find any of your own shit fire?
And for me, another thing that people miss with that is that this is not like a person who doesn't rap, right? So the engagement of questioning Drizzy can go further because you understand, I guess, lyricism and what it takes to
Yeah.
put together this.
Yeah.
So that's why you can ask. It's not like you're asking a stranger, it's okay, where are your bars? You're asking someone who actually raps and say, okay, if you can grade Drizzy low on this level, like
We would have to compare your pen to Drizzy.
also to just understand your taste of what fire is to you. Where would you rate
Like,
that?
how is this not fire? Lyrically, like, if we're just talking lyrically, and for me, it wasn't even a personal thing to him. It was
Yeah.
it was a pen conversation. It's like, this is a high-level pen.
Yeah.
And if you don't think this is a high-level pen, how do you pen?
How do you rate
And
yours?
what's the high level? What makes high level pen?
Because
That's
also-
that's what I meant, because in that conversation, then you'd have to pull out your pen and say, you see, when I penned this, and I did this with these words and did this, and that's why I feel like what Drizzy is doing with the words here is not, and that's what I meant with that.
Yeah.
Am
Misunderstanding.
Am I out of pocket? What is you niggas at stake with
I don't
that
think-
engagement before we engage the diss track?
I don't think you're out of pocket for asking that. Maybe because it's in the heat of the moment, the engagement, it's a little, I don't know. Maybe it's a little nerves
And
breaking a bit. I don't know. Maybe it put
your
him-
response was inspired by the heat of the moment. It was more like a clap back.
Exactly.
You know,
That's what I'm
which
saying.
might hurt. And it did.
It did,
You-
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And another thing, you didn't direct it at him. He invited himself to the conversation. You know, and that's what
And
happened.
also saying I can't believe niggas think this is fire is coming at me, which is why it kind of
Prompted
gave
you
me
to-
a clapback spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's like, oh damn, you're questioning now my ear.
You're saying also my taste or my understanding. With shoot and pap, guys.
Shut up, Bob. I don't understand this handle that
So,
I'm talking
yo.
about.
Are you responding with a joint?
So then that is the next question,
Yeah.
right? So he puts out the disc joint. He's got the streets shaking. You
Shout
know,
out
the
to him
street-
though. He fucked it up. He killed that shit.
And he responded his time in
Time.
in
Clap for that,
response.
for sure.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Gotta respect.
Yeah.
Same as Ross, which we're also gonna have to address when we're talking about the trees. That fire.
Yeah.
Well done, big dog.
And that's the most fire I've heard him personally. I think that's his.
Yeah, I've never really heard him before that. Like I heard the TikTok joint that he did. What was I think it was a cooking song. I think he's a chef. Is he a chef?
I have no idea. I'd be lying.
I
But
don't know. I once heard him on DJ Switch's joint.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think also from because I've been a Pitori brew, you know, on the highs. So I think I got to hear a few things from that end.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't really
I
catching it
saw
on the
a
mainstream.
thing he posted because he does like this TikTok, which I thought was cool. So that's the shit I was seeing. He does this TikTok shit where it says Eda Mafura, Faga Mafura or something like that. As a Rustenburg man.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. So that's the only thing I seen before. So I heard him rap, definitely did his thing.
Did his thing for sure.
Now the streets want me to respond.
Think about it.
I don't think you should. Like I said,
Let's be for real.
yeah, I don't think you should.
I understand the excitement,
Yeah.
but let's be for real.
It's-
Tell me why you don't think I should.
The same reason Blackie shouldn't entertain Smamane. He's a groot man. You're a groot man to him. You know, he even said that on the song.
He's showing love
Yeah,
also
he-
on the song.
He even acknowledged that you are his elder. You know what I mean? So you could have picked up the phone and called him. So I don't think you should respond. You know, it's you know, the Nasty and the Reese and the Blackies can get on each other's throat, but they shouldn't do it with Smaman, you know, because
Yeah, they
Yeah.
should fight.
It's a mixed match.
amongst the peers.
Yeah.
Amongst the peers, the same thing that's happening with the Drakes and the Coles and the Kendricks. It's fine.
Yeah, the other little niggas can't then try and come into that fight.
Yeah,
Like-
you know what I mean. That's my reasoning why you shouldn't respond.
I think my take is pretty simple. Though. I just don't think it's worth coming out of retirement for. I mean, respectfully, like
Respectfully.
I just don't think.
Respectfully. Like
I get it. Everyone's
I
high off the
get
Drizzy
it.
juice, the Kendrick
Yeah.
juice.
I get it because it's happening internationally.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the beef and the rap
We
and
want
the
it down,
diss
but
songs.
like think about
But
it.
it's like, let's be for real.
Imagine when you
Also,
look
it's like,
back, like
in my context, just in my life context, do you understand how big a decision retirement is? Like, that's a very big decision to make. Like, for something that I did my whole life. Like, I'm a rapper my whole life. Then I get to a point where I say, okay, I'm putting my pen down. And I put it down. That's a big personal decision.
facts.
And that's
This is not what's going to make me pick the pen back up.
yeah, and that's a plus for him. He like the bragging rights. I brought him out of retirement.
He already has enough. Like, have I not given him enough?
I think this is the best reception I've seen him have.
This is his biggest moment.
I think this is dope. And
Okay.
he performed.
Yeah. Because the thing is, even for me, everybody who's hitting me up is like, who's the kid? Who's
But that's what I'm saying to you. This is the type thing where it's like even when Drizzy says that, like, when I look back, I might be mad that I gave this attention. Like, you're gonna have that moment years later. Like,
Was
damn,
why-
I jumped back in the ring for this.
And that's the thing. So obviously, I'm sitting with this the whole night. And the rapper in me also is
It's
in my
itching,
ear.
of
It's
course.
itching. But it's like, okay. And luckily, I'm a newly chess player. I mean, and
Strategic.
that has changed the way I moved a whole lot. So there was a lot to consider. I'm like, and like what you're saying now, it's like, okay, so what do I get from this? Like, I've retired, established a platform, and I'm doing business in this direction, and it's going well. And there's a lot on my table as far as what I'm doing right now. What makes this a good move for me?
Zero. I think you have more to lose. It's a bad look.
What makes this a good move for me? Like, why must I?
Even entertain.
For a kid that niggas don't know. Like, he's still looking for his break. No, that's fair to say, yes?
Respectfully, yeah.
Yeah.
I've had my break, fell off, did a comeback, and retired. I've done so why am I coming back out here to come do this? And for him,
Yeah.
in my calculation, why for him?
I don't think it makes sense. But this is not an L on his half. This is dope for him. Like,
This is a W for him.
it's W for him, W
And
for hip hop.
He now, okay, before we get to the advice part, what was I gonna say? Shit, I was about to say something. Okay, we already skipped to the advice part. He now must, the same thing that for me, so I feel like I have the same sentiment for the whole culture. The same way I feel about Smamane and Blakey and them, what they do for the game, being better for the game, from them coming together is what he must do, what Luna must do now is use the clout.
For sure.
Okay, you got your clout, big dog. Now we need that hit. Isn't that what people do after then you have to drop the hit to then move your career along?
Yeah, I mean, you can't shit the bed. This is the moment.
Yeah, like now you've got, because you can't live off the diss track.
Nah.
Because Solak's going to go do shows off the diss track. Like,
Yeah.
you still got to do shows. You need the songs that are going to get you to the shows.
Yeah, facts. I think, like I said, I think this is the best reception I've seen. Like for him, I think it was dope. It was a really dope moment. The fact that he went in quickly, you know, he went off. He did his shit. I think it was a really dope moment. And press the gas, big dog.
Go crazy.
Go crazy, big
But
dog.
now, is making a diss track for a retired man, that's not a mental illness?
You're starting.
Of sorts,
You're
like...
making it worse.
Are you saying it's delusional? Are you saying it's delusional or what?
Because what? He's a retired man. What do you expect from... What? You rapping at a retired guy? What's the end goal?
It's happened with Joe Biden, you know.
And what did Joe Budden do?
He didn't come out of
Of
retirement.
fucking course.
Yeah.
Of fucking course.
Why
Yeah.
would you?
I'm retired, big dog. What are you doing? But I mean, I love for him. I love it for him.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. It's dope. I
Go
think it's
crazy.
dope. Dope moment.
So we can do the Drizzy.
We can do the
Anything
treason.
else you guys want to get off of the diss track? Your favorite line, Lord of the Crop Top, or we can do anybody have a favorite bar that they want to drop?
I don't have a favorite bar, but like I fuck with the whole shit. He did his thing.
Yeah, I fuck with
Yeah.
it.
It was
I
cute.
fuck with
It was
it.
cute, yeah,
I
it was
jammed
cute.
it this morning.
But it shows that he knows you. He's been watching you.
He knows everything about me.
Yeah.
That's another thing that wouldn't make sense about me doing a diss joint.
Yeah.
What am I gonna say? I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know, big dog. What am I gonna say on the joint?
Yeah, for sure.